Was I really just a housewife? Mark used to joke that running a household was easier than programming a Roomba. Takes more effort to figure out which couch leg it's stuck under than it does to fold a shirt, he'd say. That line? He used it all the time. It was his punchline at parties, his way of dismissing everything I did while I was cooking dinner, folding laundry, helping our daughter Ununice with math, and keeping our son Chris from turning the living room into a WWE ring. He'd smirk and say, "Rough life, huh?" And the kicker? He meant it. For over a decade, I stayed home and handled everything. Schedules, groceries, plumbing issues, emotional breakdowns, school lunches, finances, you name it. Mark worked long hours in tech and acted like that gave him free rein to treat what I did like background noise. When I'd vent about the chaos, he'd roll his eyes. At office parties, I was just a housewife. When I unclogged the washer, he told friends, I just got lucky pressing buttons. Once, after I spent an entire weekend sorting through our tax documents and optimizing our deductions, he said, even monkeys can sort paper. But the last straw? It came at a family dinner. Mark was toasting his promotion, soaking up praise. His brother turned to me and asked what I'd been up to. Before I could speak, Mark piped in. Oh, you know Jenny, her biggest decision is whether to use paper or plastic straws. Everyone laughed, even our kids. I smiled, but inside, something snapped. That night, I found my old resume buried in an email folder. I'd been a marketing director before kids. After brushing off the dust and updating it, I sent it out to a few companies. 3 weeks later, I landed a position at a growing tech startup. Less money than Mark made, sure, but plenty for independence. The night before I started, over pot roast, I told him. He laughed. Doing what exactly? He said. I told him. His face dropped. The laugh stopped. He looked afraid. Monday morning, I left the house at 7 sharp. Mark was stumbling around the kitchen, burning toast, while Eunice screamed about her missing volleyball shorts and Chris couldn't find his science project. I sipped my coffee and left. Week 1, heaven. I felt like a person again. Useful, respected, alive. My phone buzzed nonstop. Mark was struggling. Takeout every night, missed pickups, forgotten permission slips. The laundry piled up. By week 2, he was begging me to quit. The house is falling apart, Jenny, he said. You mean the bare minimum? I shot back. He had no reply. By the end of month 1, he'd gained 15 pounds. Missed Eunice's recital. Chris failed a math test. Thanksgiving came. The house looked like a frat party aftermath. His brother walked in, looked around and asked, what happened to Mr. I Make the Money? Month 4 was the breaking point. Mark accidentally packed his mom's prescription pain meds instead of Eunice's lunch. She opened her lunchbox at school to find a bottle of opioids. Cue lockdown, police, drug dogs, chaos. The school called us in, with officers. Words like negligence and child endangerment got thrown around. Eunice was traumatized. Instantly labeled the drug girl. Chris got bullied. Parents whispered. Then came the letter. Child Protective Services was investigating. Mandatory visits, home assessments, psychological evaluations. Mark was clueless. Everything he once sneered at had become a flaming wreck he couldn't fix. So I stepped in. Again, rebuilt the calendar, cleaned the house, coordinated with the lawyer, got the counselor on board, all while trying to keep my job afloat. My boss noticed. I missed meetings, deadlines, my shot at a promotion, fading. Then came the electric bill. Mark forgot to pay it. During a CPS visit, the power was out. The house was dark, cold, smelled like spoiled meat, trash overflowed. Miss McDaniel, the social worker, stood silently in our living room snapping photos. I could see her writing the word neglect. Later, Chris asked, are you guys getting divorced? That gutted me. I'd held this family together like duct tape and caffeine, and now everything was falling apart because Mark couldn't read a damn school calendar. At a school board meeting, the parents wanted Eunice banned from extracurriculars until the CPS investigation ended. Mark stood up to speak. No one cared. I stood, rattling off every volunteer hour, bake sale, field trip I'd chaperoned. Still, silence. The damage was already done. Mark spiraled. I found him pacing, muttering about custody laws and Googling CPS procedures at 3 a.m. His own mother called me and said, I told him for years to grow up. She hired her own lawyer. Neighbors noticed. One showed up with a casserole and whispered, we've seen the cops and the caseworker. If you need help, and through it all, Mark still had the nerve to suggest, maybe I should quit my job. Click the full story to see what happened next.